What I'm really interested is in Reaper. Like this class right here, I'm gonna pull it up. This class is definitely something I want to play, and I've already seen it by the way, and Sages as well. But these attacks are very cool. It seems to have like chain attacks, and then you have like an enhanced form. I like the music by the way, and then there's something that helps you fight with it, like with you. I love this shit right here. This is like life force mode or something like. Like you turn into this crazy Reaper that starts doing. The animation effects look really cool. Honest to God, they look sick. I want to try this class when I get it. That's cool. That is really satisfying. I'm gonna enable channel points again now, guys. Okay, so
Sloppy.
Where were the heels?
What have I done? Is the question. Okay.
Do it! Just do it!
All right. Now it's all on cooldown. Good job, guys. Now it's all on cooldown. Guys, I wanted to do something. Okay, so you guys know. You guys know. I fucking hate you, chat. You guys know how Final Fantasy has Reaper and everything now, right? So what I'm gonna do is later on I'll see that benchmark thing, and I'll see what it has to offer and all that. But I want to show you guys something, okay? I don't want to tell you yet because I need to open it. I want to open it up first, okay? But you guys might be shocked to know that Guild Wars 2 has Reaper, okay? So what I want to do, I play Reaper in Guild Wars 2. So I want to show you guys Reaper in Guild Wars 2, the abilities for it, to compare it with Final Fantasy. What may or may not be in there, because I come from Guild Wars 2, as you all know, it's in my title. It's where I come from, and we have Reaper already. We've had it for years. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I will show you how it looks, okay, and then we'll call it. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the abilities for Reaper. Okay. First of all, you're probably wondering what's the main hand for Reaper? It's Greatsword, okay? Now, what is this life force I'm talking about? Look, okay, watch this. So you guys watched the Final Fantasy Reaper teaser, right? And you guys see the moment where you turn into that, like, thing. It's like an enhanced form, right? Watch this. This is our enhanced form in Guild Wars 2, and you get access to 5 new abilities, where you get an AoE spin and multiple attacks. You turn into an absolute fucking monster. And guess what? This is the shit that I do to get like super high DPS. You turn into that thing and then you do damage. Alright? So the way it works in Guild Wars 2 is whenever you use abilities, life force goes up. So it's time gated. It's not time gated, it's more of how much you have left. So let me farm it right now. So if I press 1, you can see it go up. See that? It's starting going up. And then I press 3. It goes up. 3 and 1 are big sources to increase that. The volume is very loud, so let me put it down just a bit. Put it like here. Okay? So you have this. Gives you life force. This is your 2. It's called Grave Digger. It does, if the boss is under 50% health, you can spam this. Literally. So you do so much damage. It's literally spammable. It has 0 cooldown after the boss drops at 50%. As long as you hit something that's on 50%. And it does a lot of damage. So this one is that clean. 3, you absorb life, and it increases your life force by a lot. And it adds vulnerability on the boss. So think about this. If they add vulnerability on Reaper, because in Final Fantasy, we have Trick Attack, right? Ninja has Trick Attack. Now imagine if they add vulnerability on the Final Fantasy's Reaper. Right, so but you have vulnerability on this class, right? So I can add vulnerability, 12 stacks of vulnerability, okay? 4, you place a whirling pool on the ground, which blinds everything, okay? It blinds everything, and it cripples, it slows movement speed. And then you have 5, which is this one's sick. You guys might like this one, but here's what it does, right? Watch this. A claw comes out, pulling everything. So what's the combo, right? You pull people, you blind them after, and then you spin with your Reaper Shroud form. If this is the equivalent of Reaper, it will be a literal game changer. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Imagine. What secondary weapon? So I use Axe and Warhorn because I'm a raider. I play raids, guys, so I have the Axe Warhorn. So the Axe weapon would look like this. This is your 2 ability. It's like a heavy, hard-hitting spell. 3 is like a cripple AoE, right? And then you have 4, which is a Whale of Doom. This basically dazes. It's like CC. And then obviously you have this, which increases your movement speed. So that's what Reaper has in general. But keep in mind that you can do this with Necromancer, but Reaper has access to Reaper Shroud. Okay, so I'm going to show now the abilities, right? This is the utility. You have wells. Drop a well, drop a well. These do tick damage. Boom, boom, boom. Tick damage, and you can put 2 of them. That's what I use in raids. And then you have the Shroud form. Okay, now that I have full Shroud form, I'm going to show you guys the Reaper Shroud, all the abilities of it, okay? So here we go. F1. Become the Shroud. You spin. Boom, 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 boom. And then your 5 is an Execute. Execution. Drops an ice field and it slows, and this is your 1 attack. You have Cleave, okay? You have Cleaving, and your 2 is a Swirling Dash. So if I go here and I press 2, I can dash to my opponent. So that's the Reaper of Guild Wars 2. When you turn it Life Force, and then it goes on cooldown, and it uses Life Force. So you have to make use of that Life Force. Alright, so if I farm it, see, I get Life Force, I get Life Force. So the whole rotation of Reaper is to basically manage your Life Force and do a lot of damage. Our class is pretty balanced in Guild Wars 2. In Guild Wars 2, a lot of classes do so much damage that everything is balanced because everything does so much damage, to be honest, in a way. Wouldn't exactly call it balanced, but they have done a good job at...
Use the console to begin combat
there is
testing.
voice acting
If
everywhere
you
in
have
this
any
game, by the way.
inquiries, come speak
Let me
to
just put boons real quick.
Refreshing. I feel energized.
I'll put boons, just boons, whatever. Just so I can have buffs. In Guild Wars 2, there's buffs, by the way, like increased might, increased alacrity, increased quickness, so you have more damage spells. Now, keep in mind, this isn't the only abilities, if you guys thought this was it. Let me remove the golem and respawn it. Here's the thing. In Guild Wars 2, you have access to all these abilities. You have to just choose which one you want. You have 5, right? But you can choose whichever of these you want. Right? And they all do different stuff for different situations. For example, there's literally a teleport worm. I'll show you guys my favorite one. Where is it? This one. Spectral Walk. This is what Reaper has this, right? You can put a ghost, you become ghost, right? And it lasts for 6 seconds. And guess what? If I reactivate the ability, I go back to where I was. So you have the ability to continue moving and then immediately go back to where you were. Who's to say if that will happen in Final Fantasy? Maybe not, maybe yes. So who knows if that's going to be a thing. And then you have obviously Spectral Armor, which you gain Life Force as you take damage. Life Force is this, by the way. So if you... just imagine if Final Fantasy has a system like that, right? Where you get hit, and then you get Life Force, and then you enter this Shroud form in Final Fantasy, and then you get increased enhanced attacks. Right? You get these increased enhanced attacks to do different things. So in this case, right, like the whole rotation, I'll just do a rotation actually. Here, if I remember my rotation, it's been a while. But my rotation goes something like this. Let me reset my shit first. This would be like a rotation, right? You start with Greatsword usually. I don't know if I remember this. It's been a while. But this is the rotation. You would cast Claw and then drop Wells like this. And then you would enter Shroud form and then you would spin. And then you would land auto attacks. Like this is all Reaper shit. You do 7 chain attacks. 4, 5, 6, 7. Swap. 2, 3. Okay, and then 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, and then 4, 5. 4, 5, swap the axe, do this, drop Wells, and then you would spin right after that. Spin, and then you have all this was on the ground, you do spin damage, AoE damage, and you have these auto attacks, which really fucking shred. They're guaranteed crit chance, by the way. do all this damage. Then you swap the axe, swap back the sword, and then you would just continuously do the combo over and over. It's so much spinning. Like, I can spin all I want. Look, I'll spin right now. Woohoo! So if Reaper had something like that in Final Fantasy, right? So you do that, and then once you're done, like after 7 chain attacks, you know your cooldowns on Greatsword will be up. So you swap it, your Greatsword's up, right? And then see 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then 4 or 5. Weapon swap, 2, drop wells, both of them, and then go immediately F1 spin. And then you would just do damage like this. And that's how Reaper looks, right here. You get a scythe, you get the whole feel of it, and it's fucking sick. This is my favorite class in Guild Wars 2. This game have great music and dungeon raids. I wouldn't say they have better music than Final Fantasy, but I can definitely say without a fact that that it has excellent combat, and you have weapon swap, which add another layer of diversity to the class and everything. So that's Reaper for you guys. So who's to know? Who will know if like some of these things will be in Final Fantasy? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we're gonna get a cool spin like that. We'll never know. So I'm just gonna walk around and show you guys open world in Guild Wars 2 as well before I head off, because